I fell in love at the deep end, splashing and floundering. I couldn't swim, my head under the water, drowning. And when I tried to reach the edge, I found the pool and lifeguard were gone. I was in the ocean, dark clouds overhead. I'm sinking, please send me a boat. I'm drowning, please help me to float. But when I tried, I've done that verse. And when the storm passed, and I could tread water, I saw you beside me. You taught me to swim. I should not have put my water right there. Hello.
Hello.
I am Roary Skaista. As you might be able to tell, I am very new to this. This is my second, proper gig, as in it's ticketed rather than a charity event. So thank you all for being here. It's lovely. So that was a song that I wrote it as a poem when I was about 15 and didn't really know anything about love. But it turned out okay, so I wrote a tune to it a few months ago. So I do my own original songs, and I also do a lot of traditional folk songs. So I'm going to sing one of those for you now. As I was walking one morning in May, I saw a young couple so fondly did stray, and one was a young maid so sweet and so fair, and the other was a soldier and a bold grenadier. And they kissed so sweet and comforting as they clung to each other. They went arming along the road like sister and brother. They went arming along the road till they came to a stream. And they both sat down together, loved to hear the nightingale sing. Oh, I am off to India for 7 long years, drinking wine and strong whiskey instead of strong beers. And if ever I return again, 'twill be in the spring, and we'll both sit down together, love to hear the nightingale sing. And they kissed so sweet and comforting as they clung to each other. They went arming along the road like sister and brother. They went arming along the road till they came to a stream, and they both sat down together, loved to hear the nightingale sing. And then when you return again, won't you marry me? Oh no, said the soldier, however can that be? For I've my own wife at home in my own country, and she is the fairest little maid that you ever did see. And we kiss so sweet and comforting as we cling to each other. We go arming along the road like sister and brother. We go arming along the road till we come to the stream, and we both sit down together, love to hear the nightingale sing. reckon that it's a fair bet that some of you are probably sort of familiar with the folk genre. And you'll know, therefore, that story that I just told you is quite a common one. There's a lot of folk songs that are about someone who goes out and overhears a couple talking. Oh, it's usually May as well, that's important. And it's a couple, and one of them's a sailor, and he's been away for a long time, he's come back, but then he says, oh, sorry, I can't marry you because I have someone somewhere else. So I do like those songs, they're good. I like traditional folk songs, but it sometimes gets a bit sort of monotonous and depressing for the women. So I've written a sea shanty exploring what a woman in that situation, having just been told that her love has found someone else, what she might do. It's called Bold Eliza Lee. It's named after Eliza Lee is someone in another sea shanty. So this is Bold Eliza Lee. Oh, I should point out, it is a sea shanty. However, I started singing it with verses between every chorus, as most sea shanties are. It ended up very long. So whilst I love enthusiasm and singing and joining along, don't try and anticipate when the verses are going to come, because if you do that, then you'll end up with what ended up happening in a local folk night in Oxford where I live, which is I ended up singing for about 10 minutes long, because it's just too long if you do a verse between every chorus, a chorus between every verse. So join in when you hear me sing the choruses, but not before. The ship that I do sail upon is called Eliza Lee. She is the finest pirate ship that ever you did see. I'll tell you of how she began, if you'll permit me. Heave away, haul away, heave away. Heave away, haul away, a sailor's life for me. Heave away, haul away, heave away. For rather than stay on dry land, I'll chance my luck at sea, and so say all the crew of the Bold Eliza Lee. One day I was a-walking, it was the month of May. I came across a couple fair a-wandering that way. I hid myself and listened to hear what they might say. Heave away, haul away, heave away. The sailor said, my love. The maiden said, my love, you have returned to me. I've waited all these years and months while you were on the sea. But now that you are home once more, oh, let us married be. Heave away, haul away, heave away. Thereto replied the sailor bold, oh no, my darling girl, for I have met another love, and she is like a pearl. I must return unto my ship, the sails they do unfurl. Heave away, haul away, heave away. And as the sailor left her there, the maid broke down and cried, I trusted in my sailor, but he has gone and lied. Those years and months I waited, I'd just as well have died. Heave away, haul away, heave away. Then stepping from my hiding place, I said, you loved your man. That is the best that any honest maiden ever can. So do not weep and do not sigh, for I do have a plan. Heave away, haul away, heave away. I had resolved right then and there this would not be our fate. Explaining to Eliza, she did not hesitate. A pirate captain she became, and I was her first mate. Heave away, haul away, heave away. Heave away, haul away, a sailor's life for me. Heave away, haul away, heave away. For rather than stay on dry land, I'll chance my luck at sea, and so say all the crew of the Bold Eliza Lee. So first we found a vessel, and then we bought some guns. You ask how we afforded this, we stole all of our funds. If any lawman questioned us, we'd masquerade as nuns. Heave away, haul away, heave away. And then we went in search of crew, it wasn't very hard, for women fed up with their men are found both near and far. They slipped away when husbands, boyfriends, pimps let down their guard. Heave away, haul away, heave away. We left the shores of England, sailed to the coast of France. The toiling of their women folk was clear from just a glance. If ever they do want them back, we'll lead them quite a dance. Heave away, haul away, heave away. From there we travelled down the coast until we did reach Spain. The suffering of the girls and golden shore was all too plain. We liberated both, but we dare not return again. Heave away, haul away, heave away. We journeyed to America, all in the wind and sleet, with music always in our hearts and dancing at our feet. And there's so many joined our crew that soon we had a fleet. Heave away, haul away, heave away. Heave away, haul away, a sailor's life for me. Heave away, haul away, heave away. For rather than stay on dry land, I'll chance my luck at sea. And so say all the crew of the bold Eliza Lee. And then at last we found the ship Eliza's love sailed in. Eliza shouted from the deck, you'll suffer for your sins. Engaging them in battle then as ever we did win. Heave away, haul away, heave away. But when I turned around to where my friend had stood, I found her lying on the deck, all covered in her blood. Her last words were, remember dear, you're doing this for good. Heave away, haul away, heave away. We named the flagship after her, we buried her at sea, and I became the captain, now the girls all follow me. But the boldest of them all was my own Eliza Lee. Heave away, haul away, heave away. And so we travel all the world, a-plundering as we go. Whene'er a girl's in need of aid, we never do say no. If any ship does challenge us, we send them down below. Heave away, haul away, heave away. And if in battle I should die, as I suspect I may, then bury me with bold Eliza in the foaming spray. But I'll lead you in our chorus until that fateful day. Heave away, haul away, heave away. Heave away, haul away, a sailor's life for me. Heave away, haul away, heave away. For rather than stay on dry land, I'll chance my luck at sea. And so say all the crew of the bold Eliza Lee. And so say all the crew of the bold Eliza Lee.
Encore.
What, you want the same song again? Already worried it's too long as it is. Thank you for joining in, everyone. That was lovely. And joining in at all the right places. So this next one is one that I wrote for a gig in the summer, and there was a theme of rainforest for the gig, and most of my songs are about the sea. So I wrote a song about a forest, so that I can sing it there. It's just called Forest. You cut me down, but I will never stay dormant. Like a tree, I will grow, adding rings thank you. I did study plant sciences at university, so that is all entirely biologically accurate.